Hi there, thank you so much again for joining me on this channel. As always, I'm very grateful for all your previous views, likes, subscriptions and shares. As I've been lucky enough to have a little holiday, I've been playing around with AI, and here's part 3 of what I've discovered so far. And if you remember, it's all about the prompt part: persona, aim, recipients, theme and structure, as I learned from the Google course that I took. So one of the things I thought about was, could I use Gemini to help create for me a practice question at GCSE? I've always found it really difficult to come up with practice questions. Okay, so obviously might have some in a textbook, you might have some that are available online, but after a while you think, actually I need lots and lots of them to help practice with. So it's not just practice for youngsters in the class, but also for myself in terms of marking. So I came up with this particular prompt. So I'm very excited to be using the laser pointer here on Google Slides. Now, I'm not going to patronize you and read through the whole prompt. Okay, I just want to highlight 3 things, if I may. First of all, in terms of the aim, I wanted to make sure that Gemini was clear that I was using the GCSE OCR, okay, religion, peace and conflict from a Christian perspective. Secondly, I wanted it to make sure that the recipients, i.e. the youngsters, that they had completed this topic, and they were wanting to make sure that the questions focused on just war, pacifism, terrorism and reconciliation. And finally, and I thought this was a bit that I was really interested in, is making sure that the structure, so letting Gemini know part A is worth 3 marks, part B is worth 6 marks and so forth, and also that I wanted a model answer produced too. Okay, so what I've done, as always, I've moved myself a little bit further into the top right on the video, and hopefully you can see more clearly Gemini. I've made sure that the prompt is in here already, just as it was on the slideshow, but just removing the persona, the aim, the recipients, etc. And I'll hit the submit button. And as you can see here, relatively quickly, which I was quite surprised about when I did it, sort of when I was playing around with it and learning more about AI. And what you've got here is that you've got a part A, B, C, D, as we requested in the prompt. And it's also given us, as we requested, a model answer. Okay, now, as I said, one of the key things, as well as the prompt, is also your own human judgment. Okay, so I'm not going to patronize you and read through the whole thing. What I will say is that, of course, where you've got the regenerate button, you can click that and you get it to be more and more fine-tuned as you go along, or to come up with some different suggestions. What I have found out, though, is actually that with something like this, it saves a lot of time in terms of doing the heavy lifting, using it as a writing frame and just getting the ball rolling. One of the things I wanted to do was try and enhance some work I had previously. So I've already done quite a bit of work on the Truman Show, and I just wanted to see if it could add to that in some way with this very simple and basic prompt, and just to type it in and see what it would come up with. So let's have a look. So following the parts prompt, I've copied and pasted it here into Gemini, and I'm going to hit the submit button. And this is actually quite helpful. Again, when I did this before doing this video, I was surprised at how quick it was and how efficient. And what I really liked as well was that not just the introduction, but it pulls out some of the key philosophical themes. So Plato's allegory of the cave. You've got, for example, the problem of free will. You've got Calvinism and predestination. What I like is how it's linking these ideas in religion and philosophy with scholars. It's connecting them, which is really important. And I think what also is quite helpful is how it has references and further reading and recommendations of online resources. Now, I do know that one of the key things, as I said, is making sure that you use your human judgment. I've used the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. It's a really good site, so I'm really pleased to see that. And I like this little bit at the end where it's added, remember to use these themes as a starting point for your own critical analysis. It's a nice little note to students. So there we are. That's where I am so far. Hopefully I'll see you again soon with some more AI stuff. And as always, if you feel free to comment, like and subscribe, and enjoy your learning.